For 6 straight months, I thought I was in a deficit. I thought I was losing body fat. I thought I was getting leaner, and I thought I was eating the right way. However, every single time I weighed myself, the scale just wasn't moving, or worse, it would go up, which was the complete opposite to what I was wanting to achieve. And that just led me to think that I was completely wrong. My metabolism was fucked, and at the end of the day, I just couldn't make progress. But the problem wasn't actually my metabolism or my genetics whatsoever. It was purely what I was putting into my body and not being fully aware of the consequences of doing so. See, the reason I created this channel was to give all of you guys and both myself clarity. Clarity around what to eat, what to do, what to not do, in regards to actually getting over plateaus, making progress in the gym, and overall achieving the physique that you want. And most importantly, just to outline why you're stuck. I'm not talking about supplements, I'm not talking about any BS, I'm not talking about the things that you don't genuinely need to know. I'm just funneling it down to the exact things that helped me, helped guys like Zach, like Dylan, and even Connor get over plateaus and actually continue making progress. See, the only problem with the fitness industry is it profits off confusion. The more meal plans, the more macros, the more fat burners, the more supplements they give you, the more they sell to you. The truth is, if you've been training up to 3 months to even 2 years and you still haven't seen any progress, it's not because the problem or solution is overly complicated. It's simply because you've been told to look at the wrong things. And for a time, that was me. I had done a little bit of a cut, I got down, and I was just trying to learn how to actually cut down even further. However, it wasn't that easy. I was just trying to figure out what to do, what not to do, and then at the end of the day, everything this backlash, and I went from looking like this to looking like this, purely because I didn't understand what to focus on and what to not focus on. And this hasn't just been for me, but for a lot of my clients as well. See, Zach, he started from this, and he worked his way and did a full recomp into this, without gaining any excess fat and purely building muscle. Same with Dylan. He went ahead and he dropped a significant amount of body fat purely just by following the correct protocols and the right code to ensure that he actually continues making progress and doesn't get stagnant. And then finally with Connor, he couldn't figure out how to actually put on size, but once he actually transformed and got the right protocol in his hands, he went from this all the way to this, and at the end of the day, got over that plateau he was stuck in for so long. Now, although all these guys had separate goals and aspirations they were wanting to work towards, there was always one underlying problem, that being clarity around the problem, the solution, and what they actually needed to do. And that is, again, why I created this channel, to give both them, myself, and then all of you that clarity. So in this video, I'm going to break down the 3 specific reasons why, if you wanted to cut down, if you wanted to lose a little bit of body fat and show the abs, why it's not working and what you might be doing wrong, and overall just outlining the initial problem that you might be experiencing right now. So reason number 1, you are underestimating your calories. See, when a lot of guys go ahead and they track calories for the first time, typically they might be off by 200 to 600, which in the game of fat loss is a significant amount. They also don't take a lot of factors into consideration. Factors being oils, condiments, maybe going out with family and friends, going out and doing some social events that involves drinking or maybe having a few snacks here and there, but not realizing that all these other things compound into turning him away from his fat loss goals. Now for me personally, I experienced this a lot. I wasn't too sure around how many calories I was meant to be eating when I first tried to do my first cuts. I wasn't too sure what I would be consuming on a day-to-day basis, and then that lack of clarity allowed me to not see the results I wanted to see. So I did one thing, and this changed the game for me. I went ahead and I tracked everything diligently for 2 straight weeks, 14 whole days. I knew exactly what calories I was consuming. I knew exactly how many calories, proteins, carbs, and fats I was consuming on a day-to-day basis. And having that awareness allowed me to see exactly where I was sitting in regards to my maintenance calories. And doing that process gave me the clarity I needed to realize what my maintenance calories were, how many carbs, fats, and proteins I needed to be eating. And again, with those different elements that allowed me to put myself into a deficit or put myself into a surplus without gaining excess fats or actually successfully losing fat. See, in the game of fat loss, ignorance is bliss, but once you get rid of that bliss, at the end of the day, that's going to show you where you're going wrong. Number 2, your maintenance has dropped and you just haven't done the adjustments. See, when people get into a fat loss phase initially, they might see a little bit of fat loss actually happen. They'll see some results, but then everything just stops. They're not too sure what they're doing. They continue doing the exact same things over and over again that they've been doing that actually got them some results, but again, nothing's happening. And that is purely because your maintenance has met your new deficit. See, what happens is the more you put yourself into a deficit, the lower your body weight gets. That just means your body requires less calories to maintain its weight. Now, when it comes down to it, your maintenance might start from here when you first do your deficit and you do your deficit. So this is how many calories you're eating, which is perfect. But the more you stay at this deficit, this lower and lower your maintenance will get. Now, when your maintenance is the exact same as your quote unquote calorie deficit, that just means you're not going to be losing weight. So you need to be gradually decreasing your caloric intake so your maintenance doesn't actually catch up. Now, the ways you can do it is either by eating fewer calories on a weekly basis and gradually doing it in a controlled manner, or you overall just increase your expenditure throughout the day through physical movement and activities. Now, as I mentioned, this was an absolute game changer for me, so I'd highly recommend you give it a go. And then number 3, your weekend is literally killing all your weekly progress. So if you stay very strict and very diligent throughout the entire week, so maybe Monday all the way to Friday, you eat maybe 2,000 calories, which puts you in a perfect deficit, and you decide to treat yourself. That leads into you maybe binging, or that leads into you just not really giving yourself the certainty and clarity you need to have when it comes down to going ahead and going to family events or whatever it might be. So when you go into those family events, you end up consuming way too many calories, and at the end of the day, that wipes away your entire week's worth of progress. Just understand that if you eat 2,000 calories 5 days of the week, and then you eat 4,000 to 6,000 calories for 2 days of those 7 days of the week, understand that that's just going to wipe out your entire progress and overall put you into a surplus. Number 1, you just stay diligent and you track your weekends the exact same way you track your weekdays, so you have the exact same amount of calories, or you bank your calories. So that might just mean you eat a little bit less calories throughout Monday to Friday, and that gives you a little bit more flexibility in regards to how many calories you consume on the Saturday and Sunday. This is just called calorie banking. So for example, let's just say you need to have 2,000 calories to lose your fat. You need to be having that on a weekly basis, so your weekly average is 2,000 calories. You could eat 1,500 calories for 5 days, which would give you an extra 2,500 calories to flex around with during the weekend. Now, that is one simple method, and that worked wonders for me when it came down to actually making sure I stay in a deficit. Now, I do want to be real with you guys. Getting lean can be so simple. Getting over your plateaus can be so simple. But it really just comes down to following the correct protocol and the correct code that will get you from A all the way to point B. And it's so simple. Just track honestly, train hard, get good sleep, move around, and make sure you're in a deficit. Or if you're wanting to gain muscle and not too much excess fat, then again, training hard, making sure you track everything diligently. Because again, that clarity gives you certainty that you are going to see results, and make sure that you do not plateau. Now, as I mentioned, the hard part isn't knowing what to do. It's choosing to do it for a long enough time frame for it to actually work. Now, if you actually want help building this into your exact lifestyle, the guys and clients I coach inside the core code process follow this exact same regimen. Now, what I've done for you guys is I put the link in the description below, so if you do want to chat about it, then by all means we can do so. And honestly, thank you guys so much for the support and love you've been showing to the YouTube. So drop a comment below, maybe outlining your specific struggles, and maybe I can reach out and give you some direct one-to-one help. But again, thank you guys so much. Hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next one.